Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Thank you for having me today. Congresswoman Harrell, it's good to see you here. And I understand Fran made the journey.
She did.
Well, welcome as well, Fran. Yesterday when I spoke with Yvette, she shared with me you were coming on behalf of the whole family. So you have a lot of responsibility on behalf of the whole family there as well, but welcome. I hope your journey was a good one. You think the Congresswoman's doing okay? I'm sorry if I'm out of bounds, Mr. Chairman, asking folks in the audience questions. I'll come back home here. Representative.
That's more fun.
I'm sure you've had lots of good questions today. One asked by my colleague from California about making yourself available.
Yes.
That's where my questions always are. I mean, we come from the same state where we're a big family. Now, like all families, sometimes there's a disagreement, but you're family, and you work to make things better. As you know, I have your phone number, you have mine. You've reached out to me when issues have been going on in parts of New Mexico that need attention, and I think it surprised you when I gave you a holler back, but we were able to make a big difference. And that's my question here is, when confirmed, will you commit to be responsive, answer questions from colleagues in this body, regardless of Democrat or Republican, regardless of party? It's about home. It's about making a difference. Is that something you can commit to?
Senator, yes, absolutely. And I did enjoy our conversation yesterday. And in the opening statement, I believe that I said this actually, that policy should be rising above partisanship. And in my opinion, USDA and the programs here should not be based on politics. And so, yes, the priority for me is to ensure that we have a working relationship with members and staff. I'd like to overhaul it. I'd like to see more of OCR on the Hill, attending meetings, and then understanding the priorities from each member office so that we can be quick in our responsive and respective of what your responsibilities are to your constituencies.
I respect that very much. With some of the recent announcements around FSA and whether some folks are going to be working, some folks not, they may have been moved around. I know that a lot of farmers and ranchers are reaching out to me. They probably were still reaching out to you as well. Just who do I talk to? I have this pending. I need a decision. I need to figure out if I'm going to sell the cattle, if I'm going to buy more cattle, what I'm going to do with grain, whatever it is.
Right.
And that's why this all matters. Right? In the end, when we're doing constituent services, which is something we're proud of in New Mexico, we have to be able to find someone so we can talk to them and get that done. So I appreciate that. Now, in New Mexico, Representative Harrell, you know, we grow a lot of specialty crops, whether it's our chili, and I don't know if there's anyone here from Colorado, but you're welcome, because your chili came from New Mexico, so I'll just leave it at that. So whether it's chili, pecans, pistachios, whatever our specialty crops are, yes or no, will you commit to making sure USDA policies do not leave specialty crop producers behind?
Yes.
And Ms. Brashears, can I ask you that same question?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walk?
Yes, sir.
Well, there you go. I appreciate that, Mr. Chairman. We're going to hold them accountable when we get those specialty crop conversations going, so I appreciate that. And Ms. Harrell, as you know, ranchers in New Mexico and across the country, they're being squeezed right now because it's hard to be able to get those cattle, that beef, to a processing facility. You know, they go to an auction house, they may acquire them there, and the law right now says at that auction place, they can't process.
Right.
They have to load them in a truck, and, you know, in a state like New Mexico, if there's drought, then they don't hit weight. It's dangerous for those cattle to be put on a car and make it somewhere else. But can I count on you to work with myself, Senator Ernst, who's leading the legislation to remove barriers for small and local producers? And will you commit to being a partner in that work with your role at USDA?
Senator, yes, absolutely.
I appreciate that. And Mr. Chairman, just in my closing remarks here, I don't mean to be partisan, and so I hope it doesn't come across that way. There's a food program right now called SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, that it would close down for the first time in our nation's history, even though there's $5 billion sitting in a fund already for the Secretary of Agriculture to tap into. And I was surprised to learn that because of some of the rules that we have in place around tariffs, and this goes back to not just the policy that pushes transfers of $3 billion a year into food programs, but there's actually 23 billion on top of the 5 billion that could be used to transfer under Section 32 with tariff money. So there's been a lot of back and forth. There's not enough money for these food programs and whatnot. I hope that we can work together. I have a piece of legislation I've introduced. Senator Hawley has a piece of legislation he's introduced here. But just so that we're speaking about fact, not fiction, what money's available, what money's not, what can be done, what couldn't be. And I certainly hope for the good of all of the people that we love, some of those that we don't know in our states, when it comes to getting a meal, that we don't allow this year to be the first year that this program might close. So for whatever that's worth, Chairman, I'm praying about it. A lot of people across the country are praying about it. So God willing, we'll find a good place to get this done. And I look forward to your confirmation. Representative Harrell, if there's a vote, I look forward to supporting you. If there's a voice vote, I'll be screaming loud. But thank you for being here. Not to take away from anyone else, but we're a little partial to our brothers and sisters from New Mexico.